Hi folks, it's Mayor Victoria Gearity coming to you on this gorgeous Tuesday afternoon. I've already posted a really long Facebook Live earlier today because came out during the for the parade this afternoon. Thank you so much to all of the teachers who drove all through Ossining. According to the chief, it was a 23-mile route that they drove today. And the village of Ossining is 44 miles in total, so that's an awful lot of our community that was covered today. We were fortunate enough to actually be on the route. Prospect Avenue is where I live. It's a matter of public record. Lots of people know that. But it was also really nice because some of us started coming out at 3:30 when the parade started, knowing that we weren't at the beginning of the parade. So it was the first time I've talked to some of my neighbors in a while. It was a good opportunity to speak with people from a good distance. Families were out here, and it's amazing how we've all adapted to this new way of interacting with each other. Even young children recognize they stay close to their parents, but keep a good distance from anyone else, even other kids, it seems so odd. But now, in a couple months in, people really can learn to change their behaviors, as we have seen. So I have a few things I just want to update folks on. We got to see the terrific fun parade today. Thank you to the Ossining School District for putting that together, and to the Ossining Police Department for coordinating that with them and leading the parade. And it was the Ossining Fire Department who came up in the rear with the caboose of the parade. I just want to remind folks of a couple of meetings that are happening this week. 7:30 tonight is the town board meeting, the town council meeting, and the town tax assessor will be doing a special presentation right at the beginning, giving a departmental report, which is going to largely be, I believe, an explanation of the process for the tax assessment. Anybody who got an assessment notice in the mailbox last week, you may have been surprised by it. There were a lot of increases. In fact, there was an overall increase of 6% in 1, 2, and 3 family houses in Ossining. There's a lot to understand about tax assessment. If I know anything, it's that there's a lot I don't know, and every year that I've been in office, I've learned more. What I can tell you is that the assessment of your property today was based on its value from last July, which was a very different time than we are in right now. And the schedule for the tax assessment is not set by the town of Ossining. It's certainly not set by the village, but it's not set by the town either. And so those are the kind of things that I think Fernando can speak well to this evening at the meeting. To get the link to the meeting, it's a virtual town hall meeting, obviously, or town council meeting. Go to the townofOssining.com and just scroll right down their website, and you'll see it right down there. You can tune in to the meeting tonight, and then it'll be up on the town YouTube channel by tomorrow. Speaking of tomorrow, at 7 p.m., a little earlier than our usual time, please tune in to the Village Hall update on the Village Comprehensive Plan. So that'll be tomorrow evening. I'm really looking forward to it because I have not been attending all of the Comprehensive Plan Steering Committee meetings. They have hired a new consulting firm that is helping guide us through this process. We have a new village planner who came on board just before all of the crazy hit. So we haven't got to spend much time in a room with him, but we're excited to have Jaime Martinez at the meeting as well as BFJ, who will be who are the consultants that have been brought on board, and the terrific volunteers who make up our Comprehensive Plan Steering Committee, supported by some key staff members and 2 trustees. Thank you to trustees Lopez and Quesada for serving on that committee. I'm excited to see what the plan is. We'll talk about the process for the comprehensive plan, particularly in this current world that we're living in with COVID and the difficulty of being able to engage the public. But there are some steps that can be taken. So we'll get an overview of the process. Elected officials and village staff members will have an opportunity to ask questions and weigh in, and then we're going to open up questions to you. So please, if you have any questions, please tune in, and you'll be able to virtually raise your hand, and then I'll call on you, and you'll be able to ask your question, and hopefully that'll begin the dialogue with the public engagement. The last time we met to talk about the comp plan was very early on. It was last June, and it was really as we were kicking off and letting folks know we were going to be establishing this committee. So I'm excited to see where we are now. Obviously, there have been some bumps in the road and some pretty big changes since last June. So that should be a really good start to that conversation. There's been lots in the news with when things are going to reopen, and we hear from the governor each day. There's going to be hopefully some protocols in place sometime soon for pharmacies to be able to do some testing. I've had more than one higher official in the state and county government ask for me to sign on to a letter asking for the governor to dedicate more funds to expand testing availability here in northern Westchester. So hopefully that those opportunities will continue to expand for diagnostic testing, which is just do you have the virus now, as well as they're still figuring out and expanding the opportunity for antibody testing. So we'll see where that goes. Having that kind of information will be critical to figuring out how and when things can open up. And on the school front, it sounds like the governor's going to know by the end of the week what the plan is, if he's going to allow for any schools in New York State to be open before the end of the year. I'm not optimistic, but we'll see what he has to say. These are all decisions way above my pay grade. I should have led with the most exciting news. On the census front, the village of Ossining has passed the 50% mark. That means more than half of the homes in Ossining have responded to the census. So thank you everyone who responded to the census, who reminded your neighbor, who reminded your mom, who reminded everybody in your kids' class to respond to the census. It's so critically important to make sure that we have accurate representation at higher levels of government and that we get all the funding that we are due in our community that we so desperately need for our schools, for our communities, opportunities for grant money, sales tax revenue. So much is tied into having accurate census data. So please, please, please respond. I'm really excited that we passed the 50% mark, and let's see where we can go from here. With that, I say thanks so much. Tune in to the town council meeting tonight and the village hall tomorrow with the update on the comprehensive plan tomorrow. And the information for that is in the email that I sent yesterday. It's somewhere on my Facebook page, or it's on the townofossining.com for tonight and villageofossining.org for tomorrow. Talk to you soon. Take care. Be safe.